Hey everybody, Canadian Treasure Hunter here. It's actually prices of scrap metals I heard are going down, so I need to take advantage. I was stripped the last 2 hours. I was stripping my wire. I get a pretty full tub right now, so that's good. Cleaned most of my brass up. I still have a little bit left, and miscellaneous copper and some junk and some zinc. And I got those 4 batteries I got the other day, and I had a couple alarm type batteries also went onto it. So I'll tell you the prices. I'll show you what I took back, and I'll show you what the prices are. Also, the cords that cut off, you know, those little plugs, the 220 plugs that go on those dryers and stove plugs. I'm taking those and see what they give me for those by themselves. I know they give me brass when brass is dirty. It's little inserts, and they got a little brass stem. They pay 32 cents a pound, so we'll see what they pay for these. What I'll do is I'll show you exact prices. I'll tell you how much prices dropped from last week and all that. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to here in about scrap metals. Basically, the copper is pretty well the same. What happened was I had in that load, I mixed up my load. I had they call it like horsehair mixed with the number 1. It was really mixed up too bad, so they gave me number 2 price. So anything that's not solid below like around 14 gauge, or you said 18 gauge or something, long as it's not stranded, it's number 1. So if it's anything stranded, it's number 2. So all those dryer plugs are stranded. So anyway, so I lost like about 30 cents a pound. I only had like about 55 pounds, something like that, so it was no big deal. I must have at least 10 pounds of stranded in there, I would think, or more. So it wasn't too big of a loss. Those dryer plugs, the dryer plugs by itself, I got 40 cents. So you cut the dryer plug off, leave the plug itself. Low recovery brass, they said 40 cents. 40 cents a pound for low recovery brass. Then I had brass with taps. You know, didn't have much brass, and just crappy taps. Really hard to clean them. They were kind of frozen and stuck there, so I didn't want to waste my time too much. So I got 92 cents a pound for that. Clean yellow brass is high, $2.46 a pound for clean brass. That's taken apart, no screws, no rubber bushings, and nothing, no seals, nothing. $2.46 clean brass. So number 2 copper was $3.16, and take away the number 2 copper, I would have number 1 copper would be number $3.49 a pound. All those taps, they call it die cast. The taps, the plastic pieces, not plastic, but they're like, looks like aluminum, but it's like die cast. It's called die cast. That stuff was 34 cents a pound. Car batteries for lead, 40 cents a pound. So anyways, like I said, he told me some prices are going higher, a lot of prices are going to go down. Like aluminum even has a screw. I think he said, like a window frame, instead of being 50 cents a pound, 55 cents a pound for the odd screw, it's going to be like 14 cents a pound or something really low. He said it's got to be extremely clean. Can't have any screws, nothing. That's due to Trump's tariffs and all this threatening back and forth and so on. And they told me they got a smelter in Oregon. They can't take they can't take their metal to Oregon and recycle the metal and smelt it herself because the tariffs are 25%. 25% tariffs on scrap metal. So, you know, that's going to probably affect the scrap metal pricing too. I would think it's going to go down because instead of smelting it locally in North America, you got to take it to Asia, unless otherwise you lose 25%. Well, obviously they're just going to, you know, they'll take a small amount maybe to America, like a small amount, but the majority will be sent to Asia. So anyways, like I say, prices are still fairly stable, but some metals are going down due to tariffs, like aluminum. Steel, aluminum took the big hits. So if you have any window frame, it's got screws, you gotta take all the screws out, else you're just gonna get beat big time. I think he said either 14 or 24 cents a pound, he said, something like that, really low. Right now they were paying, like, you know, with the odd screws and everything carried, they're paying like 55, 56, 58 cents a pound. So anyways, we'll have to see as the next week or two or what happens, these tariffs and all that. Hopefully things will change, but if not, well, that's the way it is. Okay, like I said, number 2 copper, 316. Number 1 copper, 349. Clean brass, 246. Okay, stay tuned. We'll let you see what happens for now. Yeah, weird looking fuse here. It said Loadmaster. Demand control for dumping less preferred loads. Never heard of it, never seen one. There's lots of copper in there, mixed in copper and so on. It's almost like copper and brass. I'm just trying to strip and clean things that have been sitting for a while. This had a bunch of wires in there. So all the wires, I just separating things, getting things cleaned. So I'll take it apart here as much as I can. Okay, it's a weird one for you. I got my 30 stainless steel, aluminum, number 2 copper, brass, aluminum, mixed aluminum, stainless steel, clean, that's stainless steel clean. Got some copper cable, some old school cable here, DX, copper, brass here. These are chimes. Okay, that's my load. I'll let you know how the prices are today. I know prices are lower, taking a beating right now. So, okay, that's it for now. I just came back from scrapyard. Prices not too bad. Clean stainless steel was 61 cents. I had a mixture aluminum cast, kind of mixed in stuff. Not a lot. They gave me 58 cents a pound. I had BX cable, $1.05 a pound. I had tech cable that was very hard plastic on the outside, aluminum, and then plastic on each windings of wire. You know, fairly thick, maybe like an inch diameter. That was only like really low. I was really kind of surprised about the price of that one. It was like 32 cents or something, real cheap. Which I should have probably cleaned myself, but you know, after a while, you know, it's just the cable, like I say, was really hard plastic, and it was, I got it on spring cleanup, and it looks like it was dug by a machine. It was all twisty and screwed up a bit. So anyways, I got rid of it. 32 cents a pound, tech cable. Also, number 2 copper was insulated. Number 2 copper insulated, 81 cents a pound. Number 1 copper right now is $3.51, so it wasn't too bad. The price is okay. So let's see. Oh, sorry, Bear Bright was $3.49. Sorry, number 1 Bear Bright $3.49. Number 2 copper was $3.16 a pound. Brass is really good. I had clean brass, and that stuff is $2.46 a pound, clean brass, so that's pretty nice to have that. So anyways, like I said in the last video or last segment there, aluminum prices are going to be they're going to drop big time when you start scrapping aluminum. If it has a little bit of iron in there, a few nails, or not clean aluminum, it's going to be very low. It's going to be like 1/3 of what they normally pay right now, just because of tariffs and all that. So, and in steel, the 25% tariff on steel, and that's used steel, scrap steel going to the United States. 25% tariff, which is kind of ridiculous. We're so close. We're basically one country, right? But come on, stupid tariffs like that, and comments saying that we're going out there and buying shoes in Washington or wherever in the States and smuggling them across the Canadian border. Well, how would that even affect, if someone did that, how would that affect the United States? We're buying the goods in America, they're making the money, the sales. The people are cheating the local Canadian government, I would think. I can't see how America would lose on that comment there, which is pretty ridiculous. If there's something I don't know about the trade, let me know. But anyways, this way it goes. Tariffs are not going to be good. It's going to be a big war about tariffs everywhere. It's just going to get higher and higher. You're going to be paying double on everything. Prices are just going to start skyrocketing, and food and all that's just going to be ridiculous because there'll be tariffs on imported groceries. So everything's made in the United States most anyways. Most of the cereals and most of the food, general foods, are made in the United States, right? And then most of our fruit, vegetables come from California. So if they start putting tariffs on food, it's affecting the poor person. It's not affecting the rich people. It's the poor people. We're the ones that, the working class, who've got to feed their families, are just going to get less and less money. It's just going to get wasted. The government is just going to get, who's going to benefit? The government's going to take money in their pocket, right? So anyways, hopefully, like I say, they can settle something, right? I mean, North America, like I say, you can, United States, Mexico is kind of a, you can't compare wages like from Mexico to American or Canadian wages, right? It's dirt cheap, but U.S. Canadian wages can be similar, right? I know there's guys who work in the States make way more money, $30 U.S. an hour, and they're making 20 Canadian an hour. So, and down south, the buying power is so much more. If I go traveling, I could buy food just really cheaper than I would buy here. Like, the products are so small here. You go in the States, price is cheaper, the product's 3 times bigger. We get gouged big time here. Look at our fuel. We're just paying tax over tax over tax. If a guy rides a bus, we got to pay for that. Why should we be paying for the buses or SkyTrain or transportation? We're being taxed on the fuel. This is ridiculous here. So, tax over tax over tax, right? That's why you can't get ahead. The working guy can't. The big corporations can because they're writing everything off. They're hiding the numbers, right? It's all in their favor. Basically, it's the working guy pays the taxes, right? The guys like you and me, the working guy. The rich is getting richer, and the richest got rich because they scammed. A lot of them scam people. That's how they got super rich. Other people sweat and blood, right? That's usually how the rich get rich, right? Anyways, it's my point of view on that. Start preparing your scrap, get it all ready, because prices will go down, because America can only consume so much metal, right, in their own country. They don't manufacture as much as like Asia or other countries. So what's going to happen is prices are going to go down because the tariffs are going to start killing the market. So guys in China are going to say, well, hey, we're not going to deal with American steel. We'll buy from another country. Something where the tariffs don't work, right? So that's going to affect everybody in the long run too, right? Sure, it looks like it's big numbers right now, but it's okay for stuff going into America, but the stuff leaving America, when you get tariffs, it's going to be worse. So they get slower and slower. The jobs are going to get less and less. People are going to can't afford the wages because some companies are working on 10 or 15% profit margin, on some big factories, right? It doesn't seem like much, but if you're dealing in millions and millions of dollars, that 10-15% is a lot of money. But you take that 10% on a tariff, that can put a company out of business. Like, no one works to break even, right? If you're working to break even, you never get nowhere. You have the wear and tear, things go wrong, things break down, upgrading equipment, it's impossible, right? But anyways, my advice is start preparing your scrap, get it ready, because I think we're going to get a lot of weird prices coming up soon. Probably this year, end of the year probably. You won't see it now, but this will 6 months down the road when all the big shipments are filled in and the new shipments get ordered. So you'll see prices are going to go really bad. So take advantage. Like if you got brass kicking around, 246, that's like copper. Brass is like copper. 246 a pound clean. That's unheard of. That's unreal. That's awesome. So I would sell your brass. Your stainless steel is pretty high too. If you can get 61 cents for stainless steel, I'd say that's not too bad. Problem is, if you find any stainless steel with a bit of iron on it, boom, right away it's down to 12 cents a pound. You can deal with some other companies, they pay a little more, but you know, sometimes, you know, if you have hundreds of pounds, fine. If you have 5-10 pounds, it's not going to matter 12 cents or 40 cents, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't really matter, because the time you go back and forth or go to a crappy yard with a muddy yard or full of nails, you get a flat tire, it's not gonna, you're not benefit, right? Anyways, like I say, sell your scrap, try to clean what you can, because clean materials is the big money right now. Anything dirty, forget it. You know, like that tech cable, I used to get you know, about 90 cents for that cable. Now 32 cents, that's ridiculous. If I know it was that cheap, I would have just took a blade on the side of it, pulled the plastic off it, then I could have sold for $1. It would have been way more ahead. I had like 20 pounds, right? It could have made 20 more bucks. But anyways, you know, sometimes, you know, that's the way it is. I mean, you know, you learn through kind of mistakes, but if you have large amounts of stuff, then that's where it really builds up. And I've been tripping over this cable sitting in my garage for the last, I don't know, 3 months, and trying to get room to set my workbench up, all my tools, so at least I can have a kind of assembly line, start taking stuff apart. You know, right now I'm working, you know, in daylight hours because I can't really do anything in the garage. It's too messy right now. And then some things you got to put in a vise, some things you have to cut off, some things you have to pry. So you need a vise, something to hold it, right? And you need something to pound it. Anyways, have a great day. And like I say, if anything else pops up today, we'll film more. If not, we'll see ya. It's Saturday around 6 right now. Here's my workbench. I need to first, I'm going to sort out these wires by, you know, single wires versus data cable versus Romex and so on and so on. I'm going to probably hold on to the crappy wire for now and store it. Like the Romex, no Romex. I can strip the Romex. It's not a lot of yield in there. Just, you know, it's okay, right? It just takes a lot of work. But all the real fine stuff here, that's really real fine, or data, until the prices get higher, I'm going to sort it out and I'm going to hold it. In this area here, against that wall, I'm going to put my workbench. So I'm going to clean out that corner there, and that'll be my workbench area. And then I'm going to maybe make a load for flea market. There's not a lot here, but from here to my storage should make a load of garbage. So we'll see what the garbage is worth, right? Like they say, garbage is another man's treasure. So I'm going to sort this out now because it's a little bit too mixed up here. Like say, some of those extension cords are probably not worth it, because if it's stranded wire, multi-stranded, well, it's number 2. So we'll see how it goes. The prices are pretty good, but the matter of this type of wire, you know, there's a lot of waste and garbage, and it's just it's a little bit hard on the machine on getting it perfectly cut, right? It cuts it, but it's a little bit messy. So I'll separate the rest of these cords. And like I say, I got a pretty good price for these plug-ins here. I got 40 cents a pound. I would cut it right at the edge of the plug. 40 cents a pound. So I already took back 15 pounds, so that was not too bad. Better than you know, twisting each one off by hand and probably only getting a couple pounds, you know what I'm saying? So it works out pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna see what kind of tools I have in here that I don't use no more. There's stuff up here I don't use. It's just been sitting for when I shut my crew down, I just put all the tools there, and most of the tools are just junk, probably no good no more, or just don't have use type thing, right? Okay, let's see how it goes. We're going to keep going here, and I'm going to take at least half this wire out of here. I'm going to shop around. If I get around, my target price is around 80 cents a pound. If I get 80 cents a pound, I would sell it, right? But we'll see. You you know, they're pretty picky right now, so we'll see what happens. But regardless, I'm just gonna pick out the better stuff for now, and when I have time, I'll process it because the prices are quite high. This stuff is good, it cleans really good, but it's intertwined 4 or 5 wires in there, and it's just time you unravel and stuff, and you know, it's just pain. You know, it's a bit of a pain, but I mean, it's heavy stuff. There's a lot of wire there. Extension cord, I may just sell it the way it is. Sell to someone as a working extension cord versus stripping it, because if I get, you know, I'll look at the weight of it. If I get, say, $10 for the cord with the plugs and everything working, I mean, I'm more of a head, right? So look at, like, most of the cords are junk in there, but just that one example is a thick one. Fairly thick. So I may do that. Okay, let's see what happens here. Just stand by. Look at the progress is in. Work progress is in right now. It's somewhat clean, but I got a whole yard full of garbage, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting another layer of wood on here. It's like a 5/8 plywood on top of that, and then I put this here just so it's a little extra strength on the plywood part. I'll put a few more screws in there, try to find exactly where the studs are. I got the corners. I got the stud here, but I'll put extra screws on. But anyways, that will be it. And I'm going to put all my heavy vices on here. Maybe I'll put in that corner or something, we'll see. And I thought maybe I'll use this piece of wood, because, you know, wintertime the floor will be really cold here. It's better for the feet if you're standing on, you know, something less than concrete. Concrete's really bad for your feet. Okay, so it's a work in progress. It's getting there. I'll tell you, it takes a long time to separate wire. Like, when I'm going to be organized better, I'm going to have different tubs for different wires, because when all the wires are entangled up, like here, there's only, really, to be honest, only 2 wires of those stoves. They're hard and they're solid, 2 or 3 wires. And then it's data cables, not worth cleaning, to be honest, forget it. There's like 5 or 6 wires in there that are so thin and so small, it's like less weight. Just gotta figure out either just sell it cheap or wait till prices come up. I mean, I can always wait. It's hard to say as soon as the tariffs settle down and all that. But this one is still number 2. Like anything like this wire, like horsehair, it's number 2. Even though it's thick like that, it's all number 2. This stuff, you know, looks good, but it's not number 2, but still it's over $3 a pound. So I'm gonna clean that. I'll clean all the Romex. This wire, like I say, not worth cleaning because it's still number 2, and by the time you clean it, like here, this is for example here, I stripped this layer here. That's your data cable. Look how these little tiny wires, you'll never get no weight out of it. Like, I mean, there's weight here, but you know, try to clean all this, it'll take forever. It's not worth the time. And by the time you clean it, you're probably gonna lose in the long run, right? Time and weight. So it's getting there. At least I can work on stuff there. I got lots of motors I gotta get ready. I like to take e-waste apart. I'm gonna put some better lighting there. I'm gonna modify a lot of stuff I could do there, but I was hoping to get the window area, but I still need a backing because I want to have all my tools in those different slots. I got that at a North Vancouver job, so it saved me the time for making that, so I'm happy with that. I need to get rid of those safes there, just take up too much space there. I got nothing valuable to put in there anyways. Anything that's valuable, you know, I got a storage space at the bank. So anyways, like I say, hoping to do a flea market tomorrow, but I don't know. I mean, it's already like 9:30 right now, by 9:45, and haven't even got nowhere. It took me forever just to get a line here. Well, the biggest time was sorting the cables out, because if you look at that, that's single stranded, so that's more than this stuff, data, because data is multi-stranded with double layer. And then you have extension cords. You have cords that are single stranded cords, like speaker wire and different things. They're all single stranded. This cord here, it's got a thick outside and 2 or 3 layers on the inside, so that's a different price. This should be a different price, and your data should be a different price. So we just gotta, hopefully it works out. But here's that layer I want to stick on top. Show you this. So if I could do some heavy pounding, I can see if I can go to scrapyard and get like a heavy type of thing, like a base, heavy base. Just move stuff around here, because then I can process scrap metal better. end up put it like this, double it up here. See that? So it's gonna be super strong. And then what I might do, if I can get you can get sometimes sheet metal like this. Somewhere I can pound stuff. That works really good too. You can pound a little bit besides pounding the vise. Okay, and I have my Big Daddy vise here, but that's not the one I really might not use. I have one here. I have another one from England. It's really nice condition, but that's still good. And then I might put this one on also. So I'll have multiple vices for multiple different things. I just gotta find out different locations where I'm gonna put all this stuff. There, like that. I'm mounted somewhere, I don't know where, not gonna be there. But I have also one here. It's a cheapo, but it's still gonna work. Maybe I can use that for e-waste. I can chisel off some of the components that I want. Because I'm not taking much, because the only thing that the chips are worth money, tantalum capacitors, but tantalum is gonna take off with a screwdriver, but the IC chips, I'm only going to take a few things off. You know, I'm a high gold yield. I'm looking for not low content. So IC chips, flat packs, stuff like that, I can chisel off. It won't take me a second. I can hold the board here, very easy. Okay, still working here, like I say. It's just still so much messier. If I get the wire is the biggest thing. It's taking a big area up the wire here, right? Get the wire to there. So I gotta bring all that wire back here for now, because I'm not sure how I'm gonna sell it or what I'm gonna do yet. And a bucket like that is about 50 pounds already, right? Not so fast. It's really heavy stuff. And then I can put I have a cutoff saw. I'll show you over here. And I got a grinder right there, and a cutoff saw there. And I'm gonna use a cutoff saw because now, like I said, I was telling you about aluminum. If you can't get the screws out, or if you leave the screws in, it's going to be as low as 12 cents a pound, or 12 to 24 cents a pound. It's going to be really low. So I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Before, a couple screws, they don't care. It was called it T95 or something. He was saying something 95. That's how they rated aluminum. But now with the tariffs and stuff, they're going to pay nothing for the stuff. Just like tech cable today, 32 cents a pound. It's full of copper. It used to be like 90 cents easy all day long. But anyways, that's the way it goes. Okay, well, I want to get all set up really good here. Then it's going to look really good. Right now, like I say, we're still kind of in work progress, right? I'm going to put another shelf up here or something. And then I need some sort of lighting. I have a little bit better lighting. Maybe I'll run a light. Like I can see clearly, no problem, but I think I might run a wire out of that light, another neon running this way across an LED light or something. It's nice to see exactly what you're doing. Then I can take all my e-waste apart here. The height's perfect. I originally was going to use those safes as a bench, but they're way too high. And they're just taking up too much space, to be honest. I thought I could make a bench out of it, but, you know, so we'll see what happens with those. I got lots of storage under here. Then I'm going to clean all this stuff up here, and I can store different components, like maybe small brass things, you know, different containers here, just a little bit of storage, you know, and like IC chips and gold plated pins, gold fingers, that type of stuff, right? The better stuff. Okay, we're still continuing. We'll show you more as we go.